you don't like Michelle Obama's policies, fine, but you believe she's a man, honestly?
Well, Joan Rivers thought that, but we're about to go to break. Stay right there.
Do you believe she's a man? Do you believe that Michelle Obama's a man?
No, I just believe that she's got...
Why don't you apologize to her right here and now?
I believe she has bigger shoulders than an NFL linebacker.
But just apologize to her for your disgusting racism and misogyny.
Oh, I need to apologize and be sad? No, I think she is a man.
You have to apologize
and I think Macron's pedophile
being
wife is a pedophile. I think the president of France's wife is a pedophile on record when he was 14. It's on record. Oh, so you're for teachers?
But is she a man? Is she a man?
Are you
like
for...
yes,
said, I think she looks like a man. I'm going to ask you, 14-year-olds, is it okay for a teacher to have sex with 14-year-old students?
You know what? That is a very fair question. It's a completely different question saying that she is a man. I asked you something different. Candace Owens did not bring up whether she was having sex with a juvenile. Candace Owens said that she is a man. I'm asking you, and Candace Owens said, I will leave my show and give up my professional reputation if I'm proved wrong. I'm asking you, Alex Jones,
yes.
Is Brigitte Macron a man?
I think she's not just a man. He's a pedophile and he's ugly. He's got a big old Adam's apple. And I believe the president of France's wife is a disgusting pedophile. It's been sold out for 6 months. It's our #2 bestseller.
Okay, guys, so earlier I had some issues. So, like, this is like a restream. So, like, we missed, like, I don't know, like, probably 10, 15 minutes of the conversation. And not Alex Jones, Shmuley was saying how he saved so many marriages by selling dildos and butt plugs. And we'll go back to the debate soon. It's just that Alex Jones, he's doing his commercial break. So, yeah. I think like it's already getting heated. It got heated from the start, and unfortunately, a lot of that was lost. About actually 30 minutes ago. Yeah, because for some reason my software was not streaming correctly, and my internet was not working great, so it kind of sucked. But yeah, it should be fine now, and I lowered the video quality for the live stream, the Alex Jones live stream, and. Yeah, he's still promoting his super male vitality stuff. And, yeah, I think I should have this muted so that, I don't know, Alex Jones won't sue me for promoting his products. I don't know. Okay, I think they're back from commercial break. Let's keep watching.
Appreciate your donation.
Oh, no, just another commercial talking about donations. Oh, Bodis, what is that? Okay, some natural ingredients stuff that they're selling. Yeah, let's just wait a little bit more. But yeah, Shmuley's saying that he saved a lot of marriages. And he's asking Alex, what have you done? What marriages have you saved? I'm curious about those stats, like the stats that Shmuley's mentioning. He doesn't mention stats. He just says, he makes the claim that he saved a lot of marriages. Okay, where are the stats on these marriages? How many marriages did you save? One? Maybe one marriage? like one couple bought your butt plugs and their marriage got saved. I don't know. It's disgusting. All right, let's just go back. Oh, still in commercial mode. Yeah, it kind of sucks how earlier I had a different stream and things were kind of lagging a lot, and so you guys missed out on some cool conversations. But luckily their debate's not over and they're gonna keep on arguing with each other. Yeah, but Shmuley, as usual, is going on the attack. He's being a bad faith actor. He's not interested in debating. He's just interested in monologuing. Dang, Alex, how long are your commercials? Yeah, come on. This isn't like cable news. This isn't cable TV. Dang, they got so many commercials. Yeah. So I'm just excited about this debate. I want to see more, and so that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for more Alex Jones versus Rabbi Shmuley, because Alex Jones has been accused of being a shill for Israel for the past couple of years, and I just think Alex Jones he took like a chill pill. He kind of relaxed a bit and became kind of more neutral, and then all of a sudden, with Candace Owens being more vocal, And with Alex Jones just losing everything, he's already lost everything. So what else? What else is he going to lose? More money? So Alex Jones decided to get off the chill pill and just slowly go back to his original self, where he was basically anti-Zionist. Dang, these commercials are literally like, I don't know. Like it's almost like watching like cable TV, but more like infomercials. You know, it's like one of those TV shows you watch at 3 a.m. and there's nothing but infomercials. Okay, I think they're back.
Eyes of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones. Rallying patriots worldwide in defense of human liberty. It's Alex Jones.
Well, Rabbi Shmuley's our guest. He's at Rabbi Shmuley on X. He's very popular. He is a best-selling author. I remember seeing him 15, 20 years ago on Howard Stern. And you kind of see two different Shmuleys. You see the serious one we're kind of getting today, and then you see the one running around, clowning around. And I get that because I clown around some too. But I didn't want to just come on here and be cast as the anti-Jew, and then he's the defender of Israel. It'd make me even more popular because anti-Semitism and obsessing on Jews is super popular. I see a lot of disinformation against Jews out there. I try to stay out of this. And then I have Kanye West in here and disagree with him. And by the way, had no idea he was even going to do that. And then it just turns into a giant cluster. I'm tired of it. And so I saw a tweet you put out, or an X post a few days ago, where a guy was attacking you. And you said, oh, you're just obsessed with the Jews. You think about us all day. That's really true. The people that think Jews are like leprechauns and totally control everything, but you also admit Jews are very successful and dominate a lot of stuff, so there's a paradox there, literally think I'm Jewish. They claim I work for Israel. I mean, I've been literally assaulted by these people, both economically and personally. So I'm in this paradox where I have the ADL saying I'm evil and coming after me and take my speech away, and then I've got the white supremacists after me, and then I'm friends with Candace Owens, and I think she has a right to say what she's saying, and you're saying all these things about her, and it just seems like people are trying to force me to take a side, and it's paradoxical, and it's very frustrating.
I can't believe that you're telling me, an intelligent, educated man, even though I utterly reject some of your more despicable conspiracy theories, especially about Sandy Hook.
Oh my God, you go back to
that. That little boy, opposed her. But I'm amazed that an intelligent, highly experienced media black belt like
Alex Jones apologized like 50 million times for that.
You don't know right and wrong. You don't know that when 3,000 Hamas terrorists, Nazis with GoPros, actually film what they did to Shani.
Hamas have no connection to the neo-Nazi movement. Just saying.
Like with necrophilia, took her naked body and abused it. She is the single most defiled woman in world history, because that video was seen on Telegram by about 1 billion people. You need to be pushed as to whether or not that's wrong, Alex Jones. You need to be pushed. I was outside Gaza 7 days after the war. I saw blood congealed to 3 or 4 inches. I saw the bodies reeking under those plastic covers. You need to be told that children beheaded is wrong. There's a baby who's a hostage right now. He had his first birthday a month ago. Who the heck knows if he's alive or dead, if someone's giving him formula? You need to be told if that's right. In other words, you're saying, I am a morally lost man. I don't know anything. So let's go back for a second. You accused Israel of genocide. Mr. Alex Jones, may I ask you to define genocide, please?
The definition of genocide is trying to wipe out a ethnic or religious or cultural group, and we have Netanyahu.
Basically what Ukraine has been doing for 8 years in a row prior to Russia's invasion. Just saying. Like they were committing genocide in the Donbass.
Geno means ethnicity. Side means mass murder. It was coined by a great Holocaust survivor, Raphael Lemkin, a great international jurist. 1947, the United States is a signatory to the Anti-Genocide Convention. In 1 week, there will be the 30th anniversary of the genocide of the Tutsis in Rwanda. There's been the genocide in Armenia, et cetera, et cetera. I'm a student of genocide. I'm close to President Kagame of Rwanda. He's the only one who stopped the genocide, et cetera. Okay, now, how could you accuse Israel of genocide if it's about killing an ethnicity? Israel has 1.9 million Arab citizens who live as equal citizens, in fact, even more equal than the Jews, because they're not drafted to the army. They don't have to fight Hamas. Jewish soldiers fight to protect 2 million Muslims who are Israeli citizens. If Israel was guilty of genocide, the first people they would have killed would, of course, be the Israeli Arabs who live in total safety. Number two, we Jews seem to suck at genocide, Alex Jones, because if we try genocide and we took over Gaza in 1967, there were 500,000 Arabs. Now there's 1.5 million. So the population has tripled while we're guilty of genocide. It's like saying the Nazis committed genocide and we went from having 18 million Jews in Europe to having 54 million today. No, we don't. We only have 15 million Jews left in the whole world because they killed 6 million Jews. That's genocide. You lied about the Jews. It's a blood libel. Then you said that the IDF actually acknowledged videos where Israeli soldiers had a smile on their face and shot Arab children. This is a blood libel. It's no different to what Candace Owens.
You have dominated. Stop.
I'm almost done. Candace Owens lost her job on Friday, fired by Ben Shapiro because she liked a tweet that said, this rabbi drinks frickin' Christian blood, which is disgusting and vile, and you are repeating the same lies. Now, be
just as disgusting and vile as you, Rabbi Shmuley.
I've been writing down the time here. You are about, in the last 30 minutes, you are about 6 minutes ahead of me on time. So now you stay there and don't interrupt.
But that's in Jewish time. In Jewish time, it's only 2 minutes, by the way. You got to go by Jewish time.
I know. Okay, just listen. I'm trying to have a serious discussion.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny. You saw Alex's expression. He's just like, okay, just calm down, dude. I'm not here to joke around with you, okay? Just like calm down.
Being a moral problem, and I'm this wimp who can't make a decision. I'm saying I'm not obsessed with Israel, even though I love history and have studied it some. It's very interesting. And I'm not against the Muslims. And I'm trying to sit here and say I didn't like October 7th. I said it was wrong at the time, and I said they should kill the leaders of Hamas. But I said if Israel goes into this trap and carpet bombs all of it, they will get most of Hamas, but it'll make them stronger in the end, which Trump has now said, and many other people that are smart have said, and that is incredibly destructive and wrong. And then I see the countless videos of just wholesale shooting and bombing and blowing up groups of people, and you can't, don't interrupt, you can't tell me that this is strategic or this is precision. And you say, well, we don't care, we've always been attacked, we don't care how this looks. I've never seen the whole world, I'd say 80% of people who've even been pro-Israel turn against Israel. And I'm simply saying, I know Israel's a tiny country. I want it to be able to operate and live in peace.
Yeah, even Charlie Kirk has some pushback. He mentioned, like, how could Israel not know what happened on October? Because Israel has such tight security. How is it that they just, like, they have infiltrators inside Palestine? There's no way that information was not leaked through intel. So even Charlie Kirk, like, he just simply asked that question. He was vilified. So Charlie Kirk had to apologize ASAP because he definitely did not want to lose those donors.
Against the whole war, and I'm trying to stop it. It's not a moral issue that I've not taken aside. I'm not Ukrainian. I'm not Russian. This is World War III. All the analysts admit it's escalating into full nuclear war. I like living, and I want this to stop. And so there is definitely, in my view, a chutzpah with the Christian Zionists and with some of the radical right-wing folks in Israel that simply think that people can say and do whatever they want. And it's well documented that Rachel Corrie gets run over by the bulldozer and people make jokes about it, or that there's videos. I mean, this latest film got leaked out of the Israeli Defense Ministry of the drone missiles raining down on kids walking up, the middle of a dirt road, trying to go back to their house, and they're being killed. And to say to Israel, you shouldn't herd them all up to the sea and then start bombing them in Rafah. A, those are children. B, that looks bad. And you asked me the genocide question, and then you immediately interrupted because I have the definition. And yes, the Genocide Convention is 1947-48, directly off of a response to Hitler's final solution that was on record, that they were going to try to exterminate all the Jews. That is a fact. That happened. And so I see the Nazis denying Hitler ever did that. And then I see what's happening in Israel and what's happening in Gaza. and this bombing campaign herding everybody into this area and doing this, and the world sees it as shooting fish in a barrel and sees it like Skynet, with this one of the most powerful militaries in the world for its size, one of the most high-tech, probably the most high-tech. Nobody denies that there's incredible technology and developments everywhere in Israel. No one denies Jews aren't smart. And we're watching this, and it feels like we're watching Goliath sit there and basically rape David. It doesn't look good. And I'm going to play you a video, and you can respond. Hold on. I only want 3 minutes. I get 1 more minute. Here's a video yesterday of a girl with her leg blown off in Rafah, a 7-year-old girl. And I'm telling you, I've heard Benjamin Netanyahu, we can play the clip, about Amalek invoking the Old Testament when groups were slaughtering each other. And actually that was the time, because they would do that too, saying you kill the women, the children, they're animals, they're men, they're all cursed, they're all evil, kill them all. He invokes that, and that's how they're bringing the war crimes charges and genocide crimes, because he says it is an extermination. And I see the Israeli pundits everywhere.
Well, and that's the thing, basically, to make the claim that all Palestinians are evil, must be exterminated, is straight up heresy, because there are many Palestinians who are Christians, Orthodox Christians, and they're part of the church. They're the real Israel. The church, yesterday, my co-host and I, we both emphasized several times that Israel is the church. We are the chosen people. People who deny Christ being God, people who deny the Trinity, are not the church.
Go to John Rivers.
Yeah, Rabbi Shmuley, he thinks that's normal. He doesn't care. He's laughing at this. But people like Rabbi Shmuley, they think this stuff is funny. They think Palestinians deserve this. And that Palestinian girl could be a Christian girl. So yeah, I do care, because a lot of Palestinians are Christians being murdered. There are so many Palestinian children that were murdered directly by the Israeli military. And so it's just sickening how people like Rabbi Shmuley just want to exterminate people who may actually worship Jesus Christ. And let me remind all the baby boomers that Bethlehem, it's on the Palestinian side, not the Israeli side.
You said that you like history. There were two great American military inventions in the Second World War. The greatest was Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb. It just won the Academy Award. The second was the Norden bomb sight. The Norden bomb sight allowed the United States, they claimed, from 30,000 feet in these B-17s, super fortresses, to drop a bomb even in a pickle barrel from 30,000 feet. The Americans bombed only during the day. It was called precision daytime bombing. And Churchill said, "Are you guys crazy? Letting your pilots die?" America lost 3 times as many pilots per capita. He said, bomb at night, indiscriminately. That's what the British did. They hit no targets, but they terrorized the German population. There's a phenomenal Apple TV series right now called Masters of the Air that really captures it, but an even better best-selling book by Malcolm Gladwell called The Bomber Mafia. The United States used precision bombing. That's exactly what Israel does, because Israel is like the United States.
During World War II, the United States also terrorized the population of Switzerland, because a bunch of U.S. Air Force pilots decided, oh, you know what, let's just bomb some random town, and they bombed Switzerland. Switzerland and the U.S. were at war for a couple hours, and the war ended within a couple hours, and they had to sign a peace treaty within a couple hours. But I think I don't know what Rabbi Shmuley's point is. Let's just keep listening.
War in Afghanistan for 20 years after that attack. So you're going to say we did it. I don't want to hear your conspiracy theories. And in Iraq for 15 years. For you to say that these innocent, beautiful Palestinian children who have their legs blown off because Hamas uses them as bulletproof vests, as human shields, because Hamas builds their military headquarters under friggin'
last time I checked, a lot of the Christians that were murdered by the Israeli government were not used as human shields. A lot of Christians were just simply murdered. Christians who lived near their parishes, near their temples, they were bombed and destroyed, and had nothing to do with Hamas. using them as shields. So already Shmuley is propagating this typical lie. Oh, they're being used as shields. Show us the evidence that they're being used as shields. Like, maybe you just don't want to admit that the people are supporting them. What's interesting is that Ben Shapiro said on Piers Morgan that if Hamas were to have elections, or actually, was it Piers Morgan? Yeah, I think Piers Morgan. Ben Shapiro said on Piers Morgan, actually, he said that if Hamas, if they had elections in Palestine, majority of the Palestinians would simply vote for Hamas. So they don't want the Palestinians to have the same democracy as Israel has.
Studio in New York City. That is in their genocidal charter that has been adopted and ratified 3 times. Now, let's be clear about history again. The Ottoman Empire controlled Palestine, Gaza, Turkey, as you know, Syria, Lebanon. It broke up after the First World War, things like Lawrence of Arabia. Winston Churchill, as colonial secretary, takes the Balfour Declaration, which declares that the Jews can have a country, takes away 80% and gives it to Jordan as a reward for the Hashemites, who weren't even from Jordan. They were from Mecca for supporting the Allies in the first. 80%'s already gone. Of the tiny 20% left, the 1936 British Peel Commission, they come and say, you know what? We're going to take even more away from the Jews, split it with the Arabs. You know what the Jews said every time? Okay, as long as we get something. 1947, November, not right here. In front of Met Stadium, the Queen's Museum is where the UN was at the time. That's where Israel was voted as a state. They took away again half of it. And the United States voted for the Israeli state. Palestinians said, no, we're going to destroy Israel. 1948 war, we're going to destroy Israel. 1956, Israel wanted peace. Palestinians said, no, we don't want half. We're going to destroy Israel. 1967, Israel conquered Gaza, conquered Sinai, conquered Judea and Samaria. Israel said, we'll give it all back. We want peace. No, we're going to destroy Israel. 1973 war, we're going to destroy Israel. Then you have the Oslo Accords, 1993. Israel brings Yasser Arafat, the father of modern terrorism. No, we're going to destroy Israel. He launches the first intifada, second intifada. 1,000 Jews, 60,000 Americans equivalent, are blown to frickin' smithereens on buses. Okay? Then you have the second intifada. Then 2008, you have Ehud Barak, who's prepared to give them 94% of the West Bank, Judea, and Samaria. No, we're going to destroy. Cut the crap. Hamas wants to annihilate the Jewish people. They have stolen every last penny of the.
Well, here's the thing. What does this have to do with justifying the murder of innocent children, like direct genocide? Like, how is this justifiable? Like, even if what he says is true, like, how does that justify the murder of innocent Palestinian women and children, and innocent men? And here's the thing: like, Hamas, like, they're probably not liked by a lot of Palestinians, but at the same time, a lot of Palestinians would support Hamas because they have nowhere else to turn to. They have no one else who could actually stand up for them. So even if what he says is true about Hamas, that it's not true about the Palestinian people, and the Palestinian people do not deserve to be genocided because they're trapped. They're basically trapped. They have no choice but to basically like have Hamas as their leaders. And they can't go vote. They don't have the same rights as Israelis do. Like they're not treated as Israeli citizens. They're treated all civilians in Palestine are treated like enemies. And so yes, of course, the Palestinians would have some sort of moral support for Hamas despite not really liking them. But like, what choice do they have? They're living in an open air prison, and also like when you're a child and your parents are murdered, and your family's murdered, and you grow up, well, how else are you going to exact your revenge? Well, you're going to join a very questionable group, because where else are you going to turn to? So, yeah, that's just my rant.
Orthodox Islam coming into the West, that we have all these major.
What's Orthodox Islam? Like, I know I made a joke about that, but seriously, Alex, what's Orthodox Islam?
That claim, I absolutely said kill the leaders of Hamas on October 7th. And I said they live in all these other countries around there and they suck the money out. So the claim that I like Hamas is preposterous. Israel helped found Hamas in 1977, AP, Reuters, it's on record, to destabilize the region and make sure a legitimate government. I've seen Netanyahu in a Jewish home bragging about it 10 years ago. We've played the clip. So I'm not anti-Israel, that I don't like Israel helping fund Hamas. I don't like the left allied with them. I see Ilhan Omar and AOC promoting them. That's what I'm saying. You got me wrong. That's why I say I'm not in either group. I'm an American sovereign citizen trying to have prosperity and freedom, and I don't want this weird, ancient, multi-thousand-year-old Abrahamic war to dominate my life. But then you go on. October 7th was terrible, and even the Israeli newspapers admit, and Netanyahu pointed the fingers at the military, they pointed at him. I don't know who did the stand down. But as you know, you got two sons in the IDF. You're over there all the time. Israel, you can drive across the whole country in an hour. They had attack helicopters 5 minutes away. They had all this stuff. There was a stand down. The most militarized country, other than like North Korea in the world, stood down for 7+ hours. And Netanyahu said, well, once the war is over, we'll then investigate. But now we're told the war is never going to end. But I don't just blame Israel. I see Biden giving $6 billion to Iran, to Hezbollah, which I said on October 7th on a live show on that Saturday, clearly is funding Hamas and is involved, which they now, Iran admits it, Israeli intelligence admits it, and Biden's defending it. So I'm not a fan of Iran. It's terrible. And I'm worried about all the Hezbollah fighters and sleeper cells in Europe and in the UK and the United States. So I'm simply pulling back, looking at this. Why did Israel stand down? Why did Israel create Hamas? Because by having this outside enemy that attacks, it helps unify Israel. Look, it wasn't a thing when I came out against Netanyahu saying we're going to use all the Israelis as guinea pigs and we're going to test drugs and see if they work. I was against it in Singapore and Australia and Canada and the U.S. and everywhere. I don't look at it like, oh, it's the Jews, so I'll have a different policy. I said, this is terrible. I can play the clip of Netanyahu saying, I'm using Jews as guinea pigs. We'll be the center of drug production in the world because we're going to have the people opt in to being guinea pigs.
I find it interesting how in the spring and summer of 2023, and then like I would think probably in summer of 2022, there were mass riots against Netanyahu. Then in 2023, there were massive riots against Netanyahu. A lot of Israeli military reservists were risking, being arrested by not showing up at their military posts because they said they don't want to support Netanyahu. They want Netanyahu out of office. And then all of a sudden, like when this attack happens, all the people who oppose Netanyahu all of a sudden just like are supporting him being president for now. Like basically this war also kind of secured his position. Like he's still in power now because of this war. Because one thing that unites all Israelis is when it comes to just fighting Palestinians, that's what will unite them all. And Netanyahu, you could say, maybe it's possible that their intelligence services simply just did not want this information passed along, and that's why they were so lax on that certain day in October. I'm just saying it's a hypothesis, it's a theory, whatever, but like that could be a possibility.
Saying that all these governments get more power out of terror, more power out of crisis, more power out of insanity. Just like if we get hit by Hezbollah or Hamas, all these Islamics coming into the U.S., there'll be no discussion of who let them in. It'll all be just lose your rights. The border's wide open, but my balls, and like you talk about, my tiny pee-pee, will then be fondled at the airport. So to me, I have you call me a white supremacist. I'm a human supremacist against the AI, against the New World Order, against the globalist, against the fentanyl, against the glyphosate, against the GMO, against the 5G. I don't look at it as Jew, Christian, Muslim, Palestinian. I look at it as people. I don't look at Xi Jinping and then hate the Chinese people. So that's where I am. And people will say, oh, Jones hosted this Zionist. He's with the Zionist. Or Jones hosted Kanye. He's with Hitler. When he was clearly having a mental breakdown. That is not. I'm really trying to have a large, very, very informative debate.
All that is enough to get you labeled anti-Semitic. So, Alex, you just can't win. You can't win, Alex.
Unitarian. Cut the crap that you're against globalism. You're against humanity itself. You defend the murder of Jews. You blame the Jews for their own murder. You say that they're going to get terrible PR. The one thing I do respect about you amidst your extremely checkered past and the disgrace you brought.
Well, they really had very terrible PR during the Russian Communist Revolution in 1917. And then that kind of led to certain people in Western Europe to create certain theories about them because of what a lot of them have done to Eastern Europe during during like the 1910s, 1920s. So I'm just saying, like history doesn't lie.
I would seek out the people that did it. I wouldn't carpet bomb.
What would you do?
I would get mad.
What would you do? Nothing? Would you be afraid that your neighbors would condemn you by getting mad? Would you talk about your frickin' popularity? Would you worry about your social standing? No, you would protect your family. Stop telling us Jews that we have no right to protect ourselves and our lives.
You don't do that by randomly carpet bombing people. I'm just saying, like, you don't do that.
Just because it keeps us on the air. You should get these products because they are game changing.
All right, looks like he's on commercial break right now. So, is this not a live feed? I mean, like, cause, like, did he warn him that we're going to commercial break? Yeah, like it just cut off where he's yelling at them, at Alex. What would you do? Well, like Alex said, you get mad, and you find the perpetrators. You find out who did it. Like, for example, in Moscow a couple of days ago, there's the evil situation that happened where four Tajiks were involved in murdering a lot of innocent Russian civilians in Moscow. But what's interesting is that you would have assumed, based on all the stories you hear about Russia, you would just assume that Russia would just carpet bomb Tajikistan. What's Tajikistan going to do? Like, literally, what are they going to do? So you would assume that Russia would just carpet bomb Tajikistan in retaliation. No, Russia didn't do that. What did they do? They immediately found the perpetrators who were headed for Ukraine. And that's a whole other story. But they were able to catch the perpetrators. They did not have to carpet bomb Tajikistan as well. Like, they did not catch the perpetrators and then just bomb the crap out of Tajikistan. Although a lot of the Tajik migrants that go to Russia, they deserve like some beating up. But at the same time, like, Russia is not carpet bombing Tajikistan over that evil situation that happened in Moscow. Yet somehow Israel thinks it's justified by just randomly bombing random buildings. It doesn't matter. They're all terrorists over there. It doesn't matter. And that's the logic that Rabbi Shmuley is using. It doesn't matter. Just wipe them all out, and it will secure Israel. And I don't know how many Palestinians, like, I think, 30,000, 40,000 Palestinians are dead? Yeah, the numbers are pretty high up there. Right, Alex Jones is back.
About all this. But I wanted to get all the perspectives out here. But since I raised this, because I want this on record, how dare you say Michelle Obama, who has these giant linebacker shoulders, and we have her coming out of Harvard, what looks like a rubber snake in her pants bouncing around. Shmuley's been really focusing on my stuff, saying I can't see anything down there, so you have this tiny pee-pee. But then Michelle's got this big anaconda in her pants. Here is Joan Rivers.
You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know, Michelle.
So are the theories about Mike Obama true?
What?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Oh, wait, so it's not Michelle? It's actually Michael? It's actually Michael Obama? Joan Rivers calls President Obama again. Says, oh, wow.
You say I'm disgraceful for saying it, but that's a separate issue. What's your view on Trump telling Israel they need to stop what he believes is indiscriminate bombing? Because that's what it looks like to him.
First of all, let me just say, I can't believe that your source is Joan Rivers. You do know that she was a comedian. I thought I'd just remind you of that. Comedians tell jokes, humor, irony. Anyway, I just don't believe in degrading women. I'm not a big Barack Obama fan. He gave America the catastrophe.
Says the guy who sells butt plugs and dildos. Like, that's one form of degradation. But also says the guy who threatened to go after Candace Owens. That's a form of degradation right there. So totally contradicted himself.
What Obama gave Iran. I just don't believe in degrading his wife. I'm not a misogynist. And the stuff that Candace Owens said about the First Lady of France is disgusting, repulsive, and should be rejected by anyone of conscience.
Well, that's the first pedophile.
I can't believe that Candace Owens is such a woman hater. And I want to say something else.
But you won't respond to the First Lady of France being a pedophile.
You said you're not going to interrupt me.
Okay.
No, that's not what she brought up.
I've not done it as much as you.
Genitals. And I didn't talk about your pee-pee. I was saying the moment you start focusing on other people's bulge or lack thereof, then you make yourself fair game, Alex Jones. Now,
hey, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Now I want to say, let me go to a non-academic theory. This is pure speculation. I've always thought, and I'll get to your question about Trump, which is an important one. I've always thought, what's the reason for anti-Semitism? World's oldest hatred, wherever the Jews go, the Jews are communists, the Jews are fascists, the Jews are capitalists. Whatever it is, we're blamed for it and we're slaughtered for it. And you have said so many lies about Israel, which you really should repent.
Well, a lot of them were capitalists and communists, and a lot of them still are communists and capitalists.
That it's sexual repression that makes so many people, these anti-Semites, hate Jews, because so many people like you and Candace Owens are obsessed with Jewish sex. We're here, you brought up butt plugs, my book, Kosher Sex, which I could not be more proud of. Alex, maybe you're having terrible sex. Maybe you are just, I don't know. Maybe, one second, maybe you're really repressed. Maybe you just don't know what the hell you're doing. And maybe if you read my book and were less repressed, you would hate people less. Maybe you'd have more joy in your life. Maybe you'd have more celebration in your life. But I've seen so many, it's incredible, so many anti-Semites, they hate Jews having great sex. Now, we Jews have great sex. We believe in it. The Bible celebrates it.
I'm going to break. We got 1 minute break. We'll come back. But I'm not going to tell you about my personal life.
You should read my book and get past your sexual repression.
Your Holiness, I can assure you.
I like that. I like your Holiness. Thank you.
Your Grace, I have an extremely empowered life. In fact, it's kind of, I'm not Will Chamberlain.
I don't know. It sounds like you're really jealous of mine, to be perfectly honest.
I really have not been thinking about you.
I'm prepared to give you a bunch of our novelty products for your wife, by the way, only in marriage.
Well, look at Rabbi Shmuley. Do you really think he's getting any at home? I don't know if he's married or not, but look at that guy. Do you really think he's getting any? Like, Alex Jones is an alpha Chad. He sells, super male vitality, right? While this while this simp who supports feminists and who's not a misogynist, this rabbi simp, you really think he's getting any at home? Now, look at Alex Jones. Tough alpha male. Alpha male. Yeah. But what's interesting is that Alex Jones asked him a serious question about Donald Trump. He's trying to kind of move the whole thing forward, and Shmuley brings it back to the whole sexual stuff. Like me, I can make fun of that all day because I'm not being interviewed. I'm just watching this this debate right here. But Shmuley probably has no good answers, so he has to kind of go back to making fun of Alex's personal life, and because Alex Jones asked him a simple question, and Shmuley saying, "Oh, before I get to the Trump thing, let me just attack your sexuality because I have no other argument." Yeah, guys. So there's the InfoWars commercials. So I guess if you want to get the super male vitality, go to InfoWars. Yeah, Alex should literally just hire me. And I would definitely love to work from home. Yeah, guys. Also, donating the super chats. Actually, let me check. Are there any chats right now? Chats. Oh, Ivan Ivanov. We are peaceful. In quotations. Forgetting the Nakba and King David Hotel bombing, and among other acts. Yes, this is true. So I wonder if Alex Jones will bring that up. That will be interesting. So, are they going to start again? Let's check it out.
All right. His Holiness,
they are back.
Supreme Rabbi Shmuley, at Rabbi Shmuley on X. We got a few more minutes before Owen Benjamin takes over. So, Rabbi, you wanted to hit the Trump thing. Trump said, let's put the thing on screen. I forget the exact quote. Trump said Israel is really destroying itself PR-wise, which the rabbi says doesn't matter. Trump says Israel made a very big mistake with Gaza destruction. And so you say you don't care about what the world thinks. But you say Hamas is using these kids as human shields. And I think it's true that they hide in their hospitals and do all that. And I've covered that. But it doesn't matter. These are innocent people being annihilated. Israel's plan, and I've been hearing it, is to drive them all out. Where are they going to go? Tell me what you think of Trump. But first, if Israel can't take these folks out of Gaza because they're so salted with terrorists, well, then how are we supposed to take them here?
Whoever said that Israel wants to drive the Palestinians out of Gaza? Israel withdrew from Gaza. I used to visit the Jewish settlements, Gush Katif, in Gaza. My children were some of the last kids to plant trees, 2005.
Withdrew? When?
Gaza was the first Palestinian state. Look what it became. It became Terroristan, just a terror launching pad to murder Jews. And they have launched thousands of rockets. All the money went to...
Well, what do you expect from people who are living in an open-air concentration camp, who are being murdered and who are being mistreated for, 70, 80 years?
The Hamas Hitler, Yahya, she's in a tunnel with like LCD television screens while these people die, and they are used as human shields. Israel never said they're going to move them. Israel just said it has to keep the security there because they tried 18 years ago to leave, and 200,000 rockets were being fired at them. You live in Austin, and if you lived in a bomb shelter most of the time, you'd go to the government and say, what the hell? Okay, that's the first point.
Isn't that how Palestinians live? Like, they basically live they have to hide in bomb shelters, and they have to. They're living in an open air prison that's being bombed all the time for 70, 80 years.
They have erased their humanity, but not my Palestinian brothers and sisters. They're not guilty. Hamas is guilty. You once said that 25, 30,000 civilians were killed during the war. Alex, that's BS. That's a fraudulent lie. Most accurate numbers are there's been a 1-to-1. And even that's too high. Civilian to terrorist ratio.
When they blow up 20-story buildings, that's indiscriminate.
And didn't Rabbi Shmuley say, he's saying 1-to-1? But didn't he say before that, for every civilian in Palestine that's killed, a terrorist is killed? So basically what he's saying is that every civilian that's killed is basically a terrorist.
The best friend that Israel ever had in the Oval Office. Whatever anyone thinks, whatever else they think about Donald Trump moved the embassy to Jerusalem, which is Israel's and the Jewish people's eternal capital. He recognized Gaza. He defunded UNRWA. We now know that UNRWA, the stupid UN, which is a dyed-in-the-wool anti-Semitic body, Franklin Roosevelt, who created it, would turn over in his grave. He defunded UNRWA. We know that UNRWA actually paid UN employees, were terrorists, went in killing people. And now the United States, thank God, even the Biden administration has defunded them. Trump deserves phenomenal credit and gratitude from the American Jewish community for what he did for Israel. Trump is not saying that Israel should not fight this war. In fact, he said clearly Israel should fight it, and he would do the exact same thing. He said just make it quicker. The problem is that Israel comes under so much pressure from people like you, so it can't finish this war. Now, there are 28 brigades of Hamas. There are 2 left in Rafah. Would you have gone to Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Alex Jones at the end of the war and said, leave them in Berlin, leave them in Hamburg, leave 30, 40 divisions of Panzer divisions? You never would have said that. You would have said, finish off Rommel, finish off von Rundstedt. You would have destroyed him.
Rommel finished himself off in 1944 because he was part of a conspiracy to overthrow German Mustache Man.
He planned the von Stauffenberg.
Operation Valkyrie. You listen. I'm gonna.
Right. Well, they forced
You got more time. Let me say something now.
Say something nice about the Jews. Can't you say something nice before you end? Is there anything nice? Do you like my suit? Do you like my tie, my beard? Is there anything nice you could say about Jews?
If you actually followed what I do, I'm not an enemy.
So Shmuley is basically implying that Alex Jones has never, ever, ever said anything nice about his people, which is totally not true. Alex Jones, he basically has said nice things in the past. I don't have anything archived at the moment, but he's not out there screaming, "Oh, destroy all of these people." No, and so he doesn't really have anything bad to say about those people. But Shmuley, because of Alex Jones's principled position on stopping genocide, for Shmuley, that is anti-Semitism. Just being against genocide is already anti-Semitism.
There was a stand down because it was a double attack. They attacked on the Sabbath, which we Jews take very holy, and secondly, on the holiest, happiest day of the calendar, Simchat Torah. They planned it for 3 years. Was it a screw up in Israel's military? Of course. Was it intelligence?
Yeah, like a lot of those people that are dancing and partying at that one event in October, I don't think they're really, I don't think they were pious people, resting on the Sabbath. I think they were going against the Sabbath, but that's just my opinion.
By the British in Brooklyn and was pushed all the way into New Jersey. Was George Washington a traitor? Did he do it on purpose? Tell me, Alex Jones, did he? When Lincoln lost Bull Run, was that a setup? Did he do it on purpose?
You're asking a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Did Washington and Lincoln know about these impending defeats?
Because you don't want me to answer.
I do.
Israel is a tiny country and has a huge security fence, and for 7 hours plus stood down. That should be investigated. I don't know the answers to that.
Of course it should be investigated.
Okay, well, Netanyahu says he'll do it after. My point is that Hezbollah was funding it, but Hamas knew right where to go where the Shin Bet secret facilities were and knew right where to go. They had been given intel, and this whole thing looks like some excuse to get Israel attacked, to keep Netanyahu in power, and then launch this new giant war. Won't be the first time that's happened. I'm not blaming Israel in general.
Yeah, but you always have some conspiracy, so I'm asking you a question. George Washington knew that General Howe was going to land his Marines, the Redcoats, somewhere in New York, and then he gets pushed. 2 years he loses the war. He only starts to rebuild it on 1775 Christmas night. Was George Washington a traitor? Did he know that the British were coming? He had all the
George Washington didn't have 3 layers of security fences and an armed camp with Apache helicopters.
He knew they were going to land, and he...
George Washington also did not have the technology of 2024.
Run 1 hour from Washington, D.C. Was that intentional as well?
No, he didn't have satellites. I'm saying it wasn't a 7 hour.
In other words,
at least Lincoln knew Bull Run was happening. At least George Washington knew there was a war. Come on, man.
When it's people you respect, like Washington, Lincoln, they're never traitors. When it's people you hate, Israel, the Jews, they're always involved in some conspiracy. The Jews are responsible for 9/11 in order to create.
Hey, Rabbi. You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. This is modern.
It's not based on
Let me finish in closing. I didn't bring up the USS Liberty. The Israelis have testified in court, and I've interviewed the.
Oh, yes, the USS Liberty. I wonder what Shmuley's response will be to that.
When the Israel tried to sink that intelligence ship because it knew what was going on in Egypt, what do you say about the USS Liberty?
A Jewish admiral? Do you know that it was a Jewish admiral, Hyman Rickover, who built our entire nuclear deterrent? How dare you attack a Jewish admiral? You are, and by the way, I've been to his grave at Arlington. You know that a Jewish admiral with the name Hyman, doesn't get more Jewish than that, built the entire nuclear navy. Is that correct, Alex Jones?
Well, wait a minute. I just asked you about the USS Liberty.
No.
And the stand down. You bring up Jews. There are loyal Jews in our.
Yes, I expect something like this. I expect him to go off topic, and not focus on USS Liberty, because like a lot of his people, they don't really have the answers. Like they know what it is, but they pretend to play dumb.
American submarine nuclear deterrent, yes or no?
You're not even answering my question. Answer my question. Did the USS Liberty get attacked?
The Liberty was attacked in a terrible mistake. How could Israel have benefited?
How is it a terrible mistake? Israeli pilots, they even told headquarters, "Hey, listen, guys, that's a U.S. ship. Let's not attack it." And the headquarters told the pilots, "Hey, either you attack the ship or you get fired." And the pilots were protesting. They're saying, "No, we're not going to attack the ship." And the Israeli government said, "You better attack that ship."
Question now, you have to answer mine. Did a Jewish admiral named Hyman Rickover, who is buried with great distinction in Arlington, build the entire American nuclear submarine deterrent? Yes or no?
I've never said there weren't Jews involved in America's defense.
No, I'm asking about Hyman Rickover, who's
I would not give him credit for the entire nuclear program.
I know you've heard of him. Why won't you say yes? Why won't you give the Jews any credit whatsoever? What is your problem with Jews, Alex Jones?
Nope, you go back. I don't have a problem.
Because we have much better sex than you? What is it?
Listen, I don't like, you're having better sex than me. Sure, buddy. what I'm trying to say is that I have the ADL literally trying to shut me down, claiming
But you called him Hitler. You called him Hitler. You called him Hitler.
Who Hitler?
You compared the ADL to Hitler. Did they try to gas you? Did they shove your family into a
No. They want to take my bank accounts. They want to. Yeah, that's how Hitler started. Yeah, no, I believe the closest thing in America.
You think the ADL is Hitler? Come on, that's Holocaust denial.
Well, the ADL wants to bankrupt anybody who they deem to be anti-Semitic, just like Shmuley does. Shmuley literally wanted Candace Owens to be completely bankrupt, not just fired. He wanted her bankrupt.
Hitler.
I think when it comes to censorship and control and putting people in digital ghettos, it's very Hitlerian what the ADL is doing. Hey, Rabbi, thank you for joining us.
No. Hitler killed. He started a world war that killed 100 million people. He gassed 6 million Jews.
Yeah, and my grandfather's fought him, so I don't take this identity that I'm Hitler.
I debate people. Listen, I want to give you credit. You said you'd give me equal time. You did. I'm giving you credit for that. Thank you. Can I give you one opportunity to say one nice thing about Israel and the Jewish people before we get off?
But this is some moral.
That we're not genocide.
Hey, why don't you? I will. Hold on. I keep doing this
so much.
Stop. We can do this again next week. Let me just say this. I already said Israel has some of the greatest technology and great high tech and great developments.
I don't care about that. I care whether Israel's a moral country.
But see,
is it a moral country?
You said say one.
No, it's immoral. How about that?
So let's expand on this.
We make nice computers. We make good semiconductors. That's what you're telling me?
I mean, so does America. So does China, so does Taiwan. I think Israel produces.
Do you love America? Do you love America?
I love the idea of America. But in closing, because I got a guest host taking over, what I'm trying to say to you is that.
Yeah, I understand Alex Jones' reaction there because he's being screwed over a lot. His life is being destroyed. Like, he tried to be as nice as possible for the past couple of years to these people. And what did they do? Stab in the back, betray him. So, yeah, I understand why he kind of had this little moment. Like, he was silent for a moment. Like, he was trying to think what he should say. Like, he says he likes the idea of America, but he doesn't like the current state that he's living in. I'm not talking about Texas. I mean, just the whole current situation. So he is really angry because, as with Candace Owens just speaking out, Alex Jones decided, you know what, I'm going to speak out too. I'm going to just, just be open because he's got nothing else to lose now. Like, he has nothing to lose. They're trying to come after him personally. They're trying to destroy him. So he's saying, you know what, he's just declaring all-out war now.
The ADL never put you, Alex Jones, into a freaking concentration camp and tried to gas your children, God forbid, okay?
The left wants to...
But they want to put him in a concentration camp.
All right, Rabbi, thank you so much. I don't want to keep our guest host too long. I appreciate it.
Can I promote my 2 books? You promoted a lot of your powders, man.
I love butt plugs for pedophiles.
No, I told you I'm giving those to you for free because you seem to really need it. So that's a gift. You don't have to plug that. It's coming. Just
will you help me fit my butt plug?
However, you
are you Rabbi Butt Plug?
Whatever floats your boat, Alex Jones. It seems that you're jealous of my sex life very deeply, and I don't want you to be jealous. I want to. It seems that your skills in that area may be a little.
You're right. I'm not as. I'm not as good as doing lap dances with my grandchildren.
I want to promote. Kosher Jesus, my book Kosher Jesus, which will finally give you the real truth based on the New Testament. And I want to promote the Israel warrior that fights people like you that lie about Israel. And finally, Kosher hate, the hatred of evil. Alex Jones, I'm sorry that you don't really have a bit of an inner moral compass. I'm sorry that you feel you have to be pushed to condemn October 7th. And until next time, God bless you. Take care. I hope that you will find the real Jesus, the Jewish Jesus, and I hope that you will be one with God. And finally, I hope you will one day repent of Sandy.
The real Jesus is the Jesus that Rabbi Shmuley denies. Rabbi Shmuley hates the actual Jewish Jesus. And Rabbi Shmuley, modern Judaism has nothing to do with the ancient Jews of the Bible. After 70 AD, all that was gone.
Benjamin, I apologize, Ed Owen Benjamin on X. That took 20 minutes of his time. He takes over now. We'll skip both the network breaks. We got one local break coming up in a few minutes. Owen Benjamin.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So that was pretty funny. Like at the end, he calls him Rabbi Butt Plug. Yeah. I'd say David, Alex Jones has done a good job. Any super chats? Any chats? No, you guys suck. You guys should donate some super chats. Help the channel grow. But yeah. So if you guys like this, enjoyed this, share this video, share this debate with Alex Jones and Rabbi Shmuley with your friends and family. So like, share, subscribe. Go to the links to donate to the channel. Go to Streamlabs to give a donation or get some merch. And actually, I might be releasing some new merch tonight or tomorrow night. So keep an eye out for that. And I might do another stream tonight as well. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, like I thought this was like a fun debate. I wish it was longer. Like I wish Alex Jones had a longer conversation with the unholy Rabbi Butt Plug. But like it looks like they ran out of time. All right, guys. So yeah, like.